Welcome, Kletus Ray's Roadside Service. I'm glad you're here. Hey, you listening here? Yeah, you. I'm so glad you're listening. I got some funny ass shit. Well, I don't know. I think it's really fucking funny. So I just got offloaded. Mind you, I got here at noon. It is now 5 o'clock. So I didn't sit for 5 hours, but it took them a complete 5 hours. They got some newbies working here. And I don't know if it's like a day shift, night shift thing, and then I got an overlap, and they just stick the dummies out here at nighttime. But these motherfuckers right here. All right, so I pull in after I get weighed in and everything, because the scale ladies, they're all the same. They're doing good. But I pull up and around, and I'm like, I see a big fucking uh, truck full of rock or whatever coming, so I pull over to the side. I'm gonna wait for because I'm not gonna make him slam on his brakes while I back my trailer in. It's like, just no, you're already moving. Just go ahead and keep on passing. Well, he stopped, and then I got these guys telling me to back in, but I didn't look at them. I was waving the fucking truck on, and then the truck started moving, and they're like, "Hey, back in!" I'm like, "Hey, there's a fucking big ass. Can you not see the big ass truck? I'm not trying to fucking. It's not gonna take me long to back in, but it's gonna. I don't want to hold up this guy. He's in a big rock truck. I'm gonna just kind of wait. I don't mind waiting for a second. Jesus Christ. Um. So, anyways, he passed. I start backing in, and they got the fucking they. I don't know, the guys that know what they're doing. Well, I say that they know what they're doing. The guys that are more experienced, I'll say that. They keep that site pretty clean. They keep the hoses up out of the way. These guys had the fucking hose all over the fucking place, so I couldn't back in exactly straight, if that makes sense, because they have a fire hose laying there on the ground, and I don't want to run it over. It's got a plastic head on it. I don't want to run that motherfucker over. So, anyways, I back in, and then I just park, and well, I roll the window down, and the guy takes my paper. Usually I turn the paper in, but this guy is a newbie, or a guy that I ain't never seen before. He's probably been here for like a week, and I haven't been out here in over a week. So, anyways, he comes up and grabs my paperwork. He's like, "Is that all you need?" I'm like, no, "Is that all you need? That's your paper." I was like, "I will need a washout, just so you know, and I want all three lids washed out." He's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah." I'm like, "No, it's not a yeah, 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 yeah. It's you guys never open up the front fucking hatch, and I want all fucking hatches opened up, okay, motherfucker. I will, I'll sit here until it's fucking completely clean, or I'll go up and end up doing it my fucking self like I have before." So, anyways, they're offload, or I think they're offloading. They go back there and take all the fittings off and everything. And I'm sitting here and I'm watching I have a suspension load gauge, and it sits at like 55 psi when I'm loaded, and it sits at where it is now, which is like 20 when I'm empty. And god damn hiccups! Right as I start talking, they fucking show up out of nowhere. Let me think here. Hold on. Goddamn hiccups got me all fucking rattled. So I'm sitting here watching my gauge, and it's not going down. Like, it went down to 50 from 55, but then it stopped. And then I start playing on my phone. I'm looking up fucking Indeed jobs and rolling around on Facebook and whatnot. And I look back at it, and it's still at 50. And they had already gone up top and started opening up lids. And I look in my mirror, and they're just sitting there bullshitting. They're just having a fucking time of their life. And or no, none of that even happened yet. Hold on. The first dumb thing that happened, well, I don't know if it's the first, but he's like, "Hey, it ain't coming out." Like right after I gave him the paperwork, they go back there, they take the fittings off, and then starts walking up to him. He's like, "Hey, nothing's coming out." I was like, "Nothing's coming out." He said, "Yeah, nothing's coming out." I'm like, "Oh, well, will you like spray it with the fire hose? Because they have a big long fire hose sitting right there, and if there's a big clump of shit right there at the valve, sometimes it will block shit, but they can spray it with the fucking hose and it will push the solids in the truck and then let the liquids come out and then the solids will dissipate." And so I was like, is it clogged? Can you see it clogged up? He's like, "I don't know." I'm like, "Okay, well, spray it with the fire hose." And then he goes back there and he's spraying it with the fire hose, and I'm like, and then he's still having problems, and he comes back, he's like, "Yeah, it's still not coming out." I was like, "Well, I could pull vacuum and like suck in the clog, and then the liquid should start coming out." He's like, "Yeah, do that." And so I walk around in my truck, and what I never fucking do, but I decided to just because I'm driving a different tanker, and the hoses kind of hang off to the side. So I unhooked all my hydraulic lines, my two hydraulic lines. I unhooked them and had them wound up and bungee corded to my catwalk here. I get out of the truck before even going checking. I go ahead and unwind it and hook up my hydraulics, and I'm walking around to the other side to turn on the PTO. And I'm like, "Well, let me go back there and check and see." So I walk back there. I was like, "Did you see the clog?" He's like, "No, man, I can't see no clog." I'm like, "All right, well, then it's not fucking clogged." I go back there, and they don't have the fucking valves open. I'm like, "You gotta open the valve." He's like, "The valve," and then it's got like a little bit of play, so it's got like 2 inches of play or whatever, and he's over there. He's like, "Look, it's open." I'm like, "No, you need to fucking open it. It's a sticky valve. You gotta open it all the way." And then there's another air valve on this trailer, which is usually they're chained shut, but I always operate them anyways. But so I open up the air valve, nothing comes out. I'm like, "Yeah, kick that fucking lever open. The motherfucker's shut." And so then they kick it open. They bend my fucking handle. I gotta make sure this road isn't fucking shut down here. No, it's good. They bend my fucking handle with their fucking foot, and I'm like, "There's a hammer right there. Just fucking tap on the fucking valve as you're pulling on it, and it'll open right up." And they do that, and then fucking clean liquid flying out. And I go sit back in my truck, and I'm just like, these fucking idiots can't even open a goddamn valve. And one of the guys isn't a new guy. He's been there for a while. This whole season, I've seen him every single time I've been there this whole season. And he might be on a work release program. I don't know. He's got a spade tattooed below his eyeball, or I don't know. He's got some shit, man. He doesn't look like he gives a fuck about anybody or anything. So, anyways, I try not to talk too much shit to this guy because he will throw down. It looks like, and I don't want to get thrown down on. I'm not trying to fight. I'm not a good fighter. Okay, not even a good shit talker. So, anyways, start offloading, and I'm like, cool. And then I sit in the truck. This is when I look over at my gauge, and I'm at 55 psi. And I start playing on Facebook, and I look over, and I'm at 50 psi, and it's like 10 minutes later, I guess. I don't know. And that's when they were opening up the lids, and I look back, and they're just fucking sitting there talking. And I open up the door. I'm like, "Hey, is there still a lot of liquid in the tanker?" He's like, "Yeah, it's still full." I'm like, "The valve probably shut." He's like, "No, I don't think it did." I'm like, "The valve is. Who the fuck are you, new guy? I've never seen you before in my fucking life. And you're going to tell me that my tanker valve, you think it's still open?" I'm like, we should be empty, and I should be rolling out of this fucking yard right now. We've been sitting here with a full tanker because you guys didn't fucking open up the valve and watch it. You're not watching the shit come out. I'm pretty sure nothing's coming out of the truck, you motherfuckers. So he goes back there, and of course, yeah, as soon as he opens up the valve again, and he goes back to bullshitting. And I'm like, "Hey, did you put something on the valve, on the handle? Like, because with these fittings or whatever, you can set them on the handle to keep them open. Of course he didn't, because I look back and I'm at like 45 psi, and it's like stopped. I'm like, okay. I was like, put something on the fucking handle to keep the handle open. And I'm not like even allowed to really get out of the truck and like do anything. I'm not supposed to. I know I have in the past. Everybody has in the past, but we're not really supposed to, because if something does happen, like I get acid on my fucking chin, they are not liable because I was told to have all the PPE. Okay, and I'm like, these fucking idiots. So, anyways, we're sitting there. They're rinsing me out. They finally got me offloaded completely. I'm just sitting in the truck playing on Facebook, and I look over, and there's two other goobers. Oh, well, one of them's a goober, but the other one, he's a seasoned Espanol fella, and their boots are all covered in shit, and the new kid grabbed the fire hose, turned it on full fucking blast, like full straight blast, and was washing off this Mexican guy's boots. And you could see, like, it's just blasting his fucking boots. And I was like, what the fuck is that guy doing? And, they do have the new road open. That is interesting. Then the Mexican guy grabbed the hose and turned it on. Like, after he got his whole boots and pants and everything washed off, full fucking blast fire hose. And it's like a 2-inch fire hose, so it's not like a crazy deal. You take it wide, I'll take it narrow. I don't want to hit no fucking barrels. And the Mexican guy turned it on like a light mist. You just barely crack that handle and it'll like mist, because their boots weren't like caked and shit. They just had some shit on it, and then he rinses off the other guy's boots. I'm like, these fucking idiots. This fucking new kid just fire blasting this Mexican dude's feet. I thought it was funny as fuck. And then we were good, and that just happened a little bit ago. Like I said, it's now 5:30, almost exactly. So I decided. Well, I called my boss earlier, about an hour and a half ago. I said, "Hey, man, I know you were kind of expecting me to make it back tonight, but I might have to stay out." He's like, "No, I was kind of expecting you to stay out." I'm like, "Okay," and that's a joke, meaning I'm slow. I'm like, "Well, yeah, I've been sitting here for a long ass fucking time, and I don't know. I don't even know if they're gonna get to me tonight, because it's getting so late. I've never been offloaded this late before." And he's like, "Yeah, you can stay out." And I was like, "All right." And I was looking at my logs. I did ask him. I was like, I could maybe use adverse driving. He's like, no, I don't want you to use adverse driving unless it's like you really have to be back or something. I'm like, okay, well, then I guess I'm staying out. He's like, yeah, you'll probably stay out. And I didn't mention to him, but I'm like, I mean, hey, listen, I love driving, but I've had a long day already. I started at 6:30. It's 5:30. So what is that? How many hours is that? 11 hours so far. And I didn't want to do another 3-hour drive, well, 2.5-hour drive towards Wichita. So I'm going to stay in Alva tonight. It's only an hour. So, wait, what did I say? 11 hour? Yeah, that's an 11-hour day. So I'll be doing a 12 and a half hour day today, depending on what I'm going to do here. I don't know. I'm going to get over here. I'm going to go into my diner. I'm going to eat my fucking burger. And then head to the hotel and take a nap. tomorrow, my only duty is tomorrow, and this is another thing that I was kind of hoping I would stay out, so I'll get $130 per diem. And well, that depends. Unless I get back too early tomorrow, they're going to dock part of my per diem for tomorrow. But maybe not, because I have to go get loaded. So I have to drive from Alva to a surrounding city of Kansas City. I think I've said it before, but I'm not going to say it now. Load up at the power plant and then head to the shop. So I'm guessing I'm probably not going to be in town until after, like, technically I won't be back to the shop until afternoon. So I should get my full 130 per diem. Tomorrow should be a decent day, I guess. I'm guessing it's gonna be like 2 o'clock, but that's if I leave at like 7. And I'm thinking I'm gonna go ahead and not wake up at the fucking butt crack of dawn just to lose out on more money. So, oh, they got a whole fucking shebang going on over here at the Little Sahara sand dunes. It would be cool if I could just park over there and like try to make friends with somebody that's got an extra four-wheeler. Hey, brother, let's go ride. Let me ride your fucking quad, brother. Oh, there's a Honda three-wheeler. The sporty one. I don't know what the fuck the three-wheelers are called. So anyways, what else happened that was dumb? Oh, so the guy that I was waiting on, the reason I had to wait so long to get offloaded is I was waiting on a dry bulk tanker to show up. This motherfucker. It was right as I was talking to my boss about how it might be a while. And then I see that guy pulling up. Luckily, I didn't say anything at that point in time because he would have been like, "Oh, well, you'll make it back." I'm like, okay, well, I don't wanna make it back. But the dry bulk tanker pulled up. I saw him coming in my mirror. I'm like, oh, here he comes. Actually, I might actually be getting offloaded here in like 5 minutes. I don't know. No, this fucking guy pulled up in his dry bulk tanker, parked on the side of the road, even though there's a truck parking lot is where we're all at. He walked inside, and I'm guessing he took a shit. Hey, I understand you got to take a shit. You got to take a shit. But I'm like, I've been waiting for 4 hours for this motherfucker to show up. And he finally shows up, and then he's not taking his truck over to fucking start getting offloaded and take a shit, after that. He is taking a shit before he even pulls into the facility. This fucking guy. I'm all for it. You helped me secure a night in Alva, which is wonderful. I'm gonna get an extra $130 because of that fucking dumbass taking a shit. So, hey, awesome, thanks, brother. I got a couple of. There's another. So I was talking about a job where I'd be hauling trash. I got a lady. She called me, or she texted me and said, "Hey, call me at this extension whenever you get a chance." Yeah, but I'm in there waiting, and I got the CB on, and I know that, like, they're gonna call me at any moment in time. So I text her back. She never responded, but I guess I'm gonna give her a call on my way back tomorrow to see if that job is gonna be. Which that job sounds like it might actually be the one to do. It's literally all driving from transfer station to landfill. That means most likely no scales because it's all local shit, and five to six loads a day. You get paid by the load, and I think I might be able to do that pretty fucking quick. If I might, I don't know, and I think that would be a good one. It says Saturdays as needed. Doesn't say you're going to have to work on Saturdays. It says Saturdays as needed. So if there is like a bulk of trash, which, hey, heading into the holiday season, I'm sure like winter time, after Christmas or whatever, You know, that because a lot of people are throwing trash away. There's going to be a lot of fucking trash. Like people with 2 bins, like me, we usually only fill up 1 bin. We could fill up 2 almost every week, but we only always fill up 1 bin. They're going to be dumping a lot of extra trash. So I'm guessing that's when and holidays stuff. But it would only be a half day because the landfill is not open all day. So I'm thinking I'm basically guaranteed Sunday and half of a Saturday off every single week, and guaranteed work every day. So that might actually be one that I'm looking for. The heavy haul would be kind of cool, but I'm also really worried about the winter weather coming in. You know, am I going to be and I'm still going to go do the interview. I just don't know if I'm going to take it. Um, should be interesting. I don't know. This other one, I don't know. Maybe I'm going to have to go do an in-person interview at both and make a decision. And then I talked to another ex-employee that we had, and I talked to him about, I said, what happened after you quit this place? I was like, because I think I have I could look easily, but I'm pretty sure I have a bunch of PTO saved up. And because I was talking earlier, I was like, I don't even want to give him a full 2 weeks. Fuck this place, you know. I'm not even like that, really. I mean, I do get pissed off, so in moments I am like, fuck this place. But whenever I calm down a little bit, I'm like, no, I should do it right, and I should do the 2 weeks. Plus, giving you a full 2 weeks notice and fulfilling it and doing everything you say for those 2 weeks ensures me to get my PTO paid out. According to my ex-employee over here, no, you do not get it. Uh, they said if you either use it or you lose it. We signed a document upon hiring that means we don't get it whenever we're terminated or whenever, you know, employment has been terminated, whether it's quitting or getting fired. So if that is the case, then I don't give a fuck about giving you 2 weeks. You're not going to give me 2 weeks if I do something. I mean, I wouldn't do anything that horrible, but if for some reason you guys decided it's time to let you go, I get like an hour notice. Not even an hour notice. You would probably wait for me to show back up at the shop and then say, hey, turn in all your stuff and get the fuck out. You're not going to give me notice. Why would I give you notice? And especially if you're not going to pay me out my PTO. Now, my wife seems to think it's a law. So I might have to do some digging on that and figure out if it is. Because, and that is the thing. If you quit and don't give them 2 weeks of notice, you're not entitled to that PTO. I know that's a deal. And that happened to my wife. I think I talked about it. She was working at the bank, and then for some reason, I don't know what it was, but she had 3 days left of her 2 week notice, and she decided to not go back, and she lost all of her PTO. And then other companies will say, yeah, you can use your PTO on your 2 weeks notice, you know, so they don't have to. I don't know. They're paying it out either way, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But I would like to think that they would probably need, you know, they would rather have 2 weeks worth of a worker rather than somebody to just quit. Obviously, you know, if I quit right now and got an Uber home, it'd be expensive as fuck. But then my company would be very upset, which is understandable. They got to send somebody all the way down to fucking Winoka, Oklahoma to pick up a Has tanker. And I mean, technically I'm rinsed out, but I still have the placards on. I'm gonna leave them on. I don't give a fuck. I'll say there's residue in there. It's fine. I have never been hassled with DOT, so maybe I'm negligent, but putting 4 placards on and off is not a pain in the ass. It's just like I'm just gonna leave them on. That's one less step I gotta do. And there has been times where I've gotten loaded, left, and I start driving down the road, and it happened once, and I noticed a DOT truck was behind me, and I was like, oh, and I look in my rearview mirror, and I see that fucking placard on the front of my trailer is blank, and I forgot to flip any of my placards. I was hauling has unplacarded. And then we were headed up towards a railroad crossing, and I was like, if I don't stop at the railroad crossing, he's going to think I'm loaded with a non-haz. If I do stop at the railroad crossing, he's going to think I'm loaded with a haz. If I don't stop and he decides to pull me over, he's going to realize that I crossed a railroad crossing and don't have placards on. That's 2 tickets immediately right there. If I stop and he pulls me over, then that's 1 ticket, But luckily, he ended up continuing down the road, and I had to make a turn, and I pulled over, and there's a nice little gravel spot before the railroad crossing, and I put the placards on and stopped at the railroad crossing and kept on going, and never had a problem. But it was a my mind was running at a high rate of speed, wondering which is the best method to do here. Play it cool, play it safe. Either way, I'm in the wrong. Either way, I'm in the fucking wrong if he pulls me over. I got no placards on. And then, well, we got a different former employee was saying, oh, if it's a class 9 hazard, you're not required to stop at the railroad crossings. I'm like, I am not listening to your ass. I am not fucking listening to your ass at all. Or class 8 hazard. I think it's a class 8 or higher or whatever. I don't know. But I am stopping. If I have placards on, no matter what the fuck I'm hauling, I'm stopping at them railroad crossings. I am not getting that fucking ticket. Even though I think it's fucking dumb. I think it's really fucking dumb. Stop. Like I'm cruising. Like on the road I'm on right now, there's a railroad crossing up here. It's a 65 mile an hour zone. It's a smooth railroad track. I know that. You want me to go from 65 to 0? With my flashers on, so people know that I'm slowing down, I'm stopping. I got to stop and look both ways on the empty railroad track and then start moving. This truck does not get up to speed very fast, fully loaded. It takes so long to get across those railroad tracks. And they're protected railroad tracks. They have the arms. I would say, if I wrote the DOT laws, I would say if it's a protected railroad track, there's no need to stop. If it is an unprotected railroad stop, any commercial vehicle should have to stop. It's not just has loads. Any unprotected railroad crossing, you gotta stop at them. Put on your flashers, just like a fucking school bus. But school buses have to do it at all of them too. But go ahead and keep school buses doing that. Them guys are paid by the hour, I think. So go, and they only work. They're only dropping kids off at a certain time. They need to get them hours. They ain't got nothing else to do but meth and drink and kick their fucking cats and shit. I don't know what bus drivers do. I ran into a bad bus driver a long, long, long time ago. And I guess I can tell you the story with it. I was driving my 78 pickup truck. I was coming out of a neighborhood onto a 4-lane city street, speed limit 45. I pull out, blinker and everything, onto this road. I'm in the center lane. There's a bus in the outside lane. The bus is going slow, like 30 miles an hour, and I'm going 45. I'm right next to the bus. We're both traveling down a 45-mile-an-hour zone. The stop sign is not out. It does have yellow flashing lights, but it's like a lot of fucking... My wife just called. So they got the yellow flashing lights and shit. I remembered where I left it off. Everything's got yellow flashing lights on it. I was told, now, and the way I understand it, is if a school bus has the stop sign out, that's when you stop. There were no kids in sight. We were both traveling down a road. They were going 30 miles an hour. I don't know who's picking up kids at 30 miles an hour, but I ended up passing the school bus at the speed limit. And I saw the kids way not four, but probably 2 blocks ahead. There were kids standing on the corner. And I passed the school bus. Way before we even got to the kids, I was way up there. And, well, right as I came to the nose of the bus, they honked at me. And I thought that was weird as fuck. And I just kept on going. And then there was a red light. The next block after the kids was a red light. I stopped at the red light, and I noticed the school bus rolled up next to me, stopped behind my truck, and then, we went separate ways. It wasn't really something I was gonna remember. Anyways, what that bus was doing was writing down my license plate. And yeah, this is something I would never remember, most likely, but they sent me a ticket in the mail. And I ended up going to court. I got summoned, so I went up there and I said I got a ticket in the mail. It said I needed to come up here and do something. They're like, yeah, you can pay the 450. I don't know what it was. It was a big number. It was like $450, or you can plead not guilty and fight your case. I was like, I'm not guilty. They're like, okay. So they wrote down not guilty, and they gave me a court date, and I walked out of that place. And then I went back to whenever the court date showed up, I went in there, and then, sitting in court or whatever, trying to look nice. And then they called me up, and I have no idea who the fuck I'm after or whatever, and I don't know. Maybe she got a good look at me, but maybe she recognized me. I don't know. Anyways, we go up there. And they're like, all right, you illegally passed the school bus. And the lady, she had a lawyer there. I didn't have a lawyer. This is the importance of a lawyer. Even though I feel like I clearly did not commit a crime, and she did. And she had a lawyer, and there were a lot of mistakes made. Not having a lawyer on your side to look at all the things. Because I was just like, no, I clearly didn't do anything wrong. Well, some fucking dumbass that drives an old rusty piece of shit showing up to court saying, I didn't do anything wrong. You look guilty as fuck, okay? Little old school bus driver lady with curly hair and glasses and a fucking lawyer guy, she's like, he drove right past me while I had the stop sign out, and the kids were coming across the road, and he almost ran them over. I don't really remember exactly what she said, but she made it sound like I fucking ran over children. She made it sound like I committed murder. I ran over 2 8-year-olds, and their shoes are still tied up under my axles. No, I said, no, I didn't do anything wrong. I was like, we were both traveling down the road at the same speed. They're like, were there flashing lights? I was like, well, yeah, there was like yellow flashing lights, but she's like, well, you're guilty. I'm like, well, the stop sign wasn't out. She had to have been doing over 30 miles an hour. because I was doing like 45. We were on a 45-mile-an-hour road. The bus driver remembers it better than you. Stamp, clank, whatever the fuck the judge does. And I lost in court, and I had to pay some sort of a fee. I don't remember how much the fee was, but it was a decent fee. And I was like, fuck. And ever since then, I don't fuck around with buses. I should probably get a dash cam. That would probably help out. Stopping at this railroad crossing, there's a giant tree. You can't even see if there's a train coming unless you're on the fucking tracks. That's dumb. It's dumb to make me stop and then go slow as fuck across the tracks when you can't even fucking see. I'd have a better shot doing a fucking Fast and Furious jump across the railroad tracks than fucking stopping. So, yeah, anyways, that went on to my fucking license. I think I got points or something. I don't know. But it stuck with me for a while. I know it was like one of my first driving jobs. They were like, you illegally passed the school bus. I was like, that's bullshit, man. That is bullshit. It stuck on there for a long time. It's gone now. But it looks really bad. Because, I mean, especially now, I have kids. If I know of somebody that says, oh, yeah, you illegally passed the school bus, like, that sounds really fucking bad. But these fucking bus drivers, they are a high priority. Like, they are believable. You drive a school bus full of kids, you are a really good person. You know, you're not getting paid a lot. You're not getting a lot of time out there on the road doing that. You are high in society if you're a school bus driver. So anything this fucking stupid ass school bus driver says goes, bud. It goes. The judge is going to look at you and say, you're a fucking dumbass. You ran over children. This bus driver's a hero for writing down your license plate and making you pay the state $450. She's a hero. She had a parade when we came out of the courtroom. There's a parade of children. And they all looked at me and they all said, shame on you, fuckhead. And I'm like, whoa, easy. My nipples are always hard. They were soft that day. My nipples are, you can see the outline. You can see my nipple poking through a fucking hoodie. Every day. The hottest day of the year, you can see my nipples poking through. They're not super big-ass nipples or anything. They're like normal nipples. They're just always erect, if I may say that. When I was shamed walking out of the courtroom by them 8-year-olds, my nipples went completely soft, and that's when I think I had a downturn in life. I'm actually innocent. Like, what'd the court say? That I was guilty? Okay, well then you're fucking, by law, you're guilty as fuck, and you're a piece of fucking shit. Fuck you, Kletus. You're a big old piece of shit. You're one of those fuckheads that drives right by the school bus. You don't stop at the school bus. You got important places to be, don't you? You're just going to fly by. You're going to run over Timmy. Little Sally's walking out with her lunchbox. You're going to run her over. She's only going to have 6 fucking birthdays her entire life because you ran her over, you dumb fuck. That's what people are saying to me. That's what people were saying to me. I feel bad, okay? But I'm like, you guys don't know the context of it. We were both going down the road. The bus was moving at 30 miles an hour. There were no kids even nearby. The stop sign wasn't out. I'm innocent. Shame on you, Kletus. You're a big old fat fuck. You're a big piece of shit. You should be ashamed of yourself. You're not even a good person. That's what I hear when I bring up that fucking school bus story. That's what I hear. I'm a big piece of shit. Okay? I've seen videos of people. I saw a video today of a man. There was a school bus being followed by a police officer. They just happened to be going in the same direction. And a car was driving at a high rate of speed, was going to pass the school bus. The cop turned on its lights and it stopped. You can clearly see it stopped before it passed the school bus. And they still got pulled over and probably a ticket. So, anyways, that guy was a piece of shit. If there wasn't a cop with lights on, he was going to pass that fucking school bus. That's a piece of shit. But he actually did not break the law, and it's on camera. He actually stopped beforehand. He was probably going the speed limit, which is probably around 45, and he stopped before he passed the school bus. He did not break the threshold of the stop sign or even the front bumper. The crossing guard thing, the little stick that pops out, didn't even pass that. Hey, I'm sorry. That looks bad, but technically, if you're going by the law, didn't get broke. But I see those other videos, of people actually, like, they were like kids on a school bus filming it, and they're like, here she comes again. It's some lady that flies by the school bus every fucking day, apparently. And she was driving through somebody's front yard, like on the sidewalk and shit. And it's like, holy fuck. Is that DOT? Are you DOT? Are you after me? Don't be after me, motherfucker. I'm almost to my hotel. Anyways, my wife called me. She's like, I need you to switch your on-call weekend for November. I'm like, I don't plan on working at the fucking place in November. I don't think I'm making it to November. Hopefully I'm either hauling heavy equipment around Kansas City or I'm hauling trash. Either one. They better pay. They better pay good. I keep getting offers. They're like, oh, you could do this job starting out at $24 an hour. I'm like, who the fuck are you? Do you realize I have on my thing that I need $30 an hour minimum? And that's minimum. I'm probably not going to accept a $30 an hour job. It's not worth it to me. I'm almost at 30. It ain't worth it for me to upend my whole life for some company that might not be good for $30 an hour. That ain't going to be good. I'm going to need at least, at minimum, like 32. I can't believe the nerve of some of these people sending me fucking offer letters or job offers. They're like, hey, we saw your profile. Looks like you'd be a great fit. No shit, I'd be a great fit, you fuckhead. You want to fucking rob me. You want my children to starve. Me working there. There ain't no fucking way I'm working for $24 an hour. Fuck you. Fuck off. Quit sending me offers for low money. I'm not that guy. I'm a high dollar person. $24 an hour. Fuck off with that shit. Jesus Christ. You're trying to make me feel as bad as when I passed that school bus. I didn't feel bad when I passed the school bus. I felt fine. I felt bad in court walking out of there. A parade of shame. Anyways, I'm almost here to my hotel. I'm gonna go over here, get me a burger. And sleep. I feel like I'm doing something wrong here. I feel like I'm taking advantage of something. But I'm not. I mean, it's like I've been at work for 11 and a half hours. Leave me the fuck. Don't be fucking telling me I need to work longer. I want to preface. Is preface a word? I don't know. I want to say that nobody's telling me I need to drive all the way to Wichita. I'm saying somebody that would want to suck my boss's nuts would probably try to drive to Wichita or just, I don't know, break the law and drive all the way home. I'm not that guy. I'm not doing that. My CDL is important to me, and I need to keep it in good working order. I need my logs to be good, good logs. Wonder how that's gonna work. Like, do I need to? I guess I'll take screenshots or try to transfer all the data from my current logs if I do end up grabbing a new job or whatever, because you gotta have 7 days. So I guess I'll try to collect my logs and then move it to the new company. I don't know. I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. I'm acting like I'm already quitting this place. I mean, I'm doing my favorite job here. If this is my job every day, I wouldn't be looking for a new job. That's what really just fucking grinds my goddamn gears. We have good jobs here. This can be a really good place to work. I don't have to quit. I can make it. If I get this job every day, or a job kind of like it every day, this place will work for me. They don't do that. If this job is over, I'm fucking playing an acid. I'm running around in a pickup truck, shoveling or something. I don't want to do that. I want to drive, man. Somebody's got a fucking skid steer in my fucking truck parking area. These motherfucking. Why is there? It's a mini skid steer. A mini skid steer is in the middle of the truck parking area for me at my hotel. I'm going to the truck stop over here. I ain't fueling up. Fuck all that. I'm just gonna go and grab me a burger. But whenever I leave here, I could. If that fucking skid steer wasn't there, I could park in my hotel parking lot. And that would be convenient. No, there's a fucking mini skid steer there. I'm going to have to park 2 doors down. I wish it was 3 doors down so I could think about some 3 doors down songs. There's only one 3 doors down song I know. Is there? There's got to be more. That's when I grew up. I grew up on 3 doors down. Kryptonite? That's about the only one that anybody ever knows from 3 doors down. There's got to be others. I'm going to look it up. While I'm in here waiting on my burger to get cooked, I'm going to look up 3 doors down. I'm going to bring my headset in there. I'm going to be listening to some 3 doors down. Figure out what other songs they got. They got to be good, you know. Maybe they're not. If I don't know them, maybe they're not good songs. You would think from, everybody knows Kryptonite. I say that, and I'm trying to think of the lyrics. I'd start singing it for you, but I'm just not good. I'm on the spot. I'm not good on the spot. Oh, I hit the rocks. Straighten this bitch out. I don't want the other truckers to look at me and say, I know he's not a real trucker. Look how he parks. I've seen some real fucking truckers out here, and I know they're a real trucker because they're fat as fuck, and they got fucking suspenders and shit. And they park all kinds of fucking weird. The other day, well, I guess you could call it the other day. It was a few weeks back. I pulled in here. I parked almost exactly where I'm parked right now. I came out after eating my burger, and there's a fucking cattle hauler parked blocking me in. And I'm like, there's like 18 to 25 spots here. Why the fuck are you parked in front of me? I'm in a day cab. You could probably justify me fucking leaving. You're parked in my fucking way, you dumbass kettle hauler. That's one thing I haven't seen any jobs for. I don't know where to get a job as a cattle hauler. I don't want to do that, by the way. I don't want to haul pigs. I don't want to haul chickens. I don't want to haul cows. I don't want to haul livestock. I'm not that. I don't know. Maybe dairy cows, but I don't know. Just hauling around. It's like all you motherfuckers are gonna die real soon. You guys have had probably a shitty life up till now. No, talking to the cows or the pigs or chickens or whatever. Like you guys probably had a pretty shitty life so far. Honestly, from where I'm hauling you from, you've probably had a really you're not living out on the fucking uh the Flint Hills. You're not living on the Flint Hills. You're living in fucking shithole city, and now you were cattle prodded and loaded into my trailer right now, and now I'm taking you to your death spot. You're going to be dead within 5 or 6 hours after you get off this fucking truck here. You're going to watch you at the front, you're going to watch all those motherfuckers get cattle prodded, zapped, shoved out of this trailer, and then you are going to be the last one, and you're going to have to watch all your friends that you grew up with, you all been in the struggle, you're going to watch them all die. You're going to watch them all die. It's going to be loud. It's going to be scary as fuck. You're going to watch them all die, and then it's your turn, bud. Then it's your turn, bud. It's kind of sad. But I like burgers. And I hate that justifies it, but I really like burgers, and everybody likes burgers, and burgers ain't going away. Your sorry cows back there. Your only job is to be alive for a little bit of time and then get killed, and it sucks. Maybe the aliens will come down and they'll be like, "You guys have been mistreating all these animals," and they'll just start zapping us. And I'm gonna go out there and say, "Zap me! I'm a cattle hauler. Zap me! Get me, aliens! Shove shit up my ass, aliens! I'm the bad guy here. I passed a school bus, and now I'm hauling cows to their death. Zap me, buddy! Take me out, aliens! Me first." And you know what the aliens would do? They say, "You're not first. You're not first, bud. You're last." Ah! Keep all 18 down. Adios. Talk to you later.